Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be across this beautiful blue-green globe of ours. Welcome to Real News Live. It is a Monday morning news update at AMA. I'm your host, Mike Bara, in Las Vegas, Nevada. Welcome to the show. Jen is not with me today. She is on the road driving home from her long vacation. She spent some time here in Las Vegas. Jen and I have quite a few stories to tell you guys about things that happened. And those stories are ongoing and getting even weirder. Hi, Regina Mitchell. Love you. How are you? Yeah, so things got pretty weird and they're not over with yet. So it's going to be really fun to catch you guys up on all that stuff when Jen is back on Wednesday. Now, my schedule personally is a little bit insane. I have this show today. I'm going to do the forecast with Mel Carmine. Toxically Masculine Tuesday is switched to Monday because I might be busy on Tuesday. So we're going to do it on Monday. Make sure we get it in. That's going to be focused almost entirely on the Charlie Kirk assassination. So that will be what that's focused on. And then, of course, I'll be on Coast to Coast AM tonight doing a brief news report at 10. And then nothing scheduled tomorrow except the football show with Brian and Jim Mitchell, Brian Engelman and Jim Mitchell. That will be good. Yeah, well, okay. Yeah, something like that. Something like that. So it was fun. So that's kind of what's going on. So what I thought I would do is come in here just because it's Monday and talk to you guys, give you an update as far as I know things. Things are extremely quiet out there, but we do have a few tidbits of information I would like to pass on. And as well, I'm going to pass along my speculations as to what is actually happening out there. But before we get to that, what I want to do is share the screen, give you guys all of the usual information, and just remind you guys that, boy, it would be really helpful if you wanted to super chat or Rumble Rant would be great. That goes into coffers for me and Jen, helps pay for the show, the software, all that stuff. And we do appreciate each and every one of you doing that. Meantime, wanted to also give you a quick update on MikeBara.blogspot.com, where you can pick up all kinds of cool bits of information about what's going on with me, Ancient Aliens and JFK lecture, interviews I've done with other members of the UFO community, analyses I've done on UFO videos, and my current schedule of appearances. Well, the alien event is over, eventful as it was. We'll review that on Wednesday. Followed by this Friday, I get on a plane. I go to Nashville, Saturday, September 27th, the Alien Fest in Nashville. I'll be there. Tom Reed will be there. Some folks from the Walking Dead TV show are going to be there. So rock and roll music, aliens, sci-fi, all kinds of cool stuff going on at the Doubletree in Nashville. TV's Blake Wally should be there. Steve Doran may even make an appearance, and Dr. Brooks Agnew may show up. It'll be good. Followed by October 4th, I'm headed back out actually earlier than that, October 3rd. I'm flying out to New York City. We're going to be doing the New York Awakening Summit. It's going to be me, Carrie Cassidy, and you know how well Carrie and I get along. Carrie Cassidy, Laura Eisenhower, Brad Olson. It's going to be an all-star cast at the New York Awakening Summit. We're going to be there for a couple days. Afterwards, going to hit Montauk Point, stay there, do some live streaming and stuff from there. And then I get on a plane from New York City to Orlando. Got to go through Miami for the Super Soldier Activation Conference, October 8th, 9th, 10th, 12th, 13th at the International Avanti Palms Resort Hotel in Orlando, Florida. Going to stay on there for a while after that. That should be the end of my appearances schedule. And somewhere in there, I got to go to the dentist. You know, I may put the dentist off again for another couple weeks. But that's the schedule. That's what's coming up with me. Please do not forget to visit our wonderful sponsors, the CBD Gurus, over at the CBDGurus.com. Matt and Lucas have all kinds of great products for your health, CBD-based products for your health. You hit the wholesale tab, slide down to Mike B Wholesale, type in the discount code ALIEN, no capital on it, no S at the end, just Alien, ALIEN, hit enter and pick up this week's specials. And along with the wholesale prices, You guys are receiving 10 million bolivars, for instance. Occasionally, Matt throws in some dinar and some dong. All of this stuff geared toward the global currency reset. The Delta 8 gummies are on wholesale sale this week. Some of the Miracle Gold oils are there. The sleep gummies, which are wonderful. The regular gummies, all kinds of cool stuff. The Lotion 2000, which I use on my skin. It's wonderful stuff. Highly recommended. The CBD Gurus over at the CBDGurus.com. Also, please don't forget to visit our other wonderful sponsors, the folks over at MikeBaraPets.com. Links in the description to all this stuff. MikeBaraPets.com is where you can pick up all kinds of cool mushroom-based supplements for your fur babies, your doggies, your kitties, your horsies, your donkeys, your big dogs, all kinds of cool stuff. We've got a couple of new products out. Body Balm Plus, which is good stuff, supposed to help your circulation. New creams based on the Coriolis Versicolor and reishi mushrooms and other deer antler extract, all kinds of great holistic products, all vegan, all good stuff. I've got Barkley on the mush puppies and the mojos and the special sauce. These are wonderful products. They help the dogs get along. His back legs are doing a lot better. I got my kitties on the Sequoia Premium Turkey Entree for cats. They really like it. I mix in the special sauce. Works great. Chill doggies are a terrific product to keep your pet, your dog, quiet if he is an anxious dog, has separation anxiety. Mush ponies are for large dogs, horses and donkeys, like Henry the donkey. They would be absolutely wonderful for those animals. And then the Enforce line of human-based products, the Coriolis Versicolor, the Enforce Plus, immune system boosters, the Clarity for brain function, the Restore for blood pressure, blood sugar, the Enforce Shield to protect you from outside viruses, and then gummies for the kids. Absolutely great stuff. Absolutely all 100% vegan and holistic. They got chocolates, they got coffees, they got starter packs. Send an email to Diana at MikeBaraPets@gmail.com with any questions about your health, your dog's health, your cat's health, any pets, any fur babies. She is a certified pet nutritionist, and she has the answers to that. Links to all this stuff in the description. Also, please don't forget to hit the LifeWave link in that description, where you can pick up all these awesome patches, these little woven crystal patches, which seem to do amazing, wonderful things for people's health. I've got two of them on right now, one on the back of my neck, the X39, the SP6. I'm taking the SP6, and again, I've just had 8 or 9 friends now that have absolutely had amazing, amazing results. Just taking the LifeWave patches, just simply putting them on for about 12 hours. They use the science of phototherapy, which basically is the concept that your body is giving off excess infrared energy on a daily, regular basis. All this does is reflect back your own infrared energy at certain specific frequencies, depending on the crystal composition of the patch, to heal certain specific parts of your body by stimulating the growth of stem cells. They are absolutely amazing technology. Michael Jaco calls them, says they were military technology 10, 15 years ago. I'm on the X39, the SP6. I'm going to get on the Aeon patches. I'm going to get on others. The Ice Wave is fantastic for health. This is my own personal story. Before I had my dental work done, I had a toothache that was so horrific, I couldn't even sleep. The LifeWave comes in 2 different patches, a brown one and a white one. I put the 2 of them above and below the tooth. The pain was gone in 5 minutes. I slept like a baby before my root canal. Absolutely amazing. The energy enhancer, the silent nights, all kinds of cool stuff over at the LifeWave line of products. Again, link in the description. So thank you for picking up all that stuff. And again, if you want to super chat or Rumble Rant, please do so. It's helpful to the show. Jen and I really, really, really do appreciate it. Okay, let's go to the news update and talk about what news we do have. All right, what's going on is, excuse me, it should have happened by now. The RV should have happened weeks ago. Should have happened more than a month ago. Should have happened on August 1st. Tried to push it through on August 1st. Should have happened September 3rd. Didn't happen on September 3rd. Now we're at September 22nd. It still hasn't happened yet. I was told, Tony was told, Friday, right before the Forex closes around the world, it would happen. Didn't happen. Then he was told, no problem if it doesn't happen then. It's going to happen on Sunday, right before or right after the Forex opens. Didn't happen. I was then told there's a 1,000% chance it happens on Monday morning before the stock markets open in New York City. Did not happen. Now, we are still in a window today where the public announcement of the revaluation could occur. We have nothing left to do financially. That's why we did the logo thing today for the stream with the Spider-Mans pointing at each other. IMF, BIS, Iraq. Who's got the ball? We don't know who's got the ball. We don't know who has the final answer. We do not know why it has not happened. It should have happened. Everything that is financial that needs to be done is done. Somebody tried to tell me this morning, oh, well, yeah, no, actually, there's some more stuff to be signed off. So the answer to that, I'm going to say, is bullshit. Okay, everything has been signed off. It's been signed off multiple times. It's been agreed to over and over again. Donald Trump went to England last weekend to secure the surrender of the British crown to the new world order, whatever we're going to call it, for want of a better term. And it still didn't happen. And it still hasn't happened. And we're still waiting for it to happen. Now, other news that I have, some of my sources have gone completely silent. Mark will tell you that as well, that basically nobody is talking. That could be an indication that they're mad at me because I shared too much with you guys, trying to keep your spirits up and keep you going. I don't care if that's the case. The other possibility is that they've been told simply to stand down and shut up and let it happen. Well, they have, and it hasn't happened. So that's the position we're in. Now, other information I have is that people who have brought their gold on ledger in the last several years, especially the last year, especially the last 6 months, are to be paid on Tuesday. That's tomorrow. It will be Tuesday very soon down under. So keep your eyes out for that. These are people who are owed fees for the gold that they turned in for the better good to be spread throughout humanity. They're to be paid in the dollars or whatever currency they request by tomorrow. The first 1% is what they will get immediately. That will be in fiat currency, the current money. But the remainder, which is supposed to be within 10 days, will be in the new QFS gold-backed currency. So the people that submitted gold-backed assets or gold itself will be paid out soon. And then other people who have worked to broker these deals will be receiving their commissions. So, once the contracts begin shipping on Tuesday morning, lots of other people who have been waiting, who have been submitting applications will no longer be accepted. So it's kind of a do or die situation. Now, the situation in Iraq is that they've completed everything. Everything is signed off, and there is literally no reason why this should not have already gone. What's the holdup? I wish I could tell you. The only thing that I can tell you is that it must be geopolitical because it's not financial. Everything on the financial side is done, has been done for months and months and months. As to the schedule, well, I'm going to talk to Jen later today. I'm sure she'll do some meditations before we come in on Wednesday. Hopefully, it's happened by Wednesday. And Jen doesn't have to do any meditations. We can just talk about the circumstances under which we're going to be exchanging. Unfortunately, that is all I have for you guys in terms of news. And it ended up being, just fine that we sort of checked out for a couple weeks because none of the things we were told to expect to happen actually happened in that 2-week period. And that, of course, is very, very frustrating. All right. Why don't we go to your questions and your comments and do the AMA part, and then we will see about getting out of here. Don't forget, I'll be back later today for a couple more podcasts. Is there any news, Christine Packer? Well, I just gave to you what there is. I did not get paid. But if I did get paid, I also would not disappear, but I would become scarce and I wouldn't be doing any shows. Got an appointment with Jen last day of the month. So excited to hear what she has to say. Hopefully what she has to say is how are you going to spend all that money? Do you see actual redemption centers and banks? Yes, I do know for a fact that redemption centers exist. What was my reaction to yesterday's revival of Charlie Kirk? I don't know that I would put it quite that way, but it was, I didn't see a whole lot of it. I was under extreme stress and duress for the last, 10 days. A lot of stress, a lot of duress. I just needed a break from all this, but it looks to me from the clips I've seen, and we will be addressing this on the night show, the Toxically Masculine Tuesday show, which is tonight at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. We'll be addressing the Charlie Kirk thing. I thought it was sad, poignant, and powerful from what I saw. Yes, I was in an alien conference and I had a work gig in Austin. That was exacerbated by the fact that I had my fourth migraine in four months. And again, I've told you before, I got on the SP6s. My migraines went from 1 or 2 a week to 1 a month on the SP6 patches. I'm just going to tell you that. But I did have one after traveling when I was on Whiskey and Wisdom. I think I mentioned that. It was tough. I was really tired on Thursday, but we got through the interview and did it well. So they were happy with the results. Thank you, Carolyn. I am back. Thank you, guys. I'm glad to be here. I just wish I had some more hot evidence stuff to share with you. I just don't. I would recommend listening to Mark and Tony. And I know what you think of Tony. I know how I feel about Tony. He's a dickbag, but he has some connections. He got the rate of 596 for the Iraqi dinar. That is the Forex rate if we ever see it on Forex. And again, that's all we're waiting for. We're waiting for the announcement and the placement on Forex. 596 is the rate I had 6 weeks ago. Tony is now hearing the same thing. That tells me Tony is connected to some people, at least, who know what they're talking about. Yeah, do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button, whether you're on YouTube or Rumble. Let's see. Some great news. Some great news would be great for a change. Wish I had more. Yeah, let's see. Okay, Big Poet, glad to have you here. I should do Joe Rogan's show. Well, Joe Rogan has to invite me. He certainly invited a lot of people that I should be on before that he's had him on. Maybe he'll notice me at some point, or maybe my friendship with certain people will get me in on that show. Yeah, certainly I could bring a lot more truth than half the people he has on the show. So it's about time you got our butts back on here. I know it's been tough. It's been tough living without us. So do you know if the rate for the Bolivar, Digitalis, and Sobrianos will be the same or different? I've heard they will be the same, but you may not like them, and that may be a rate you will have to wait for a few years. In other words, you could take the payout now, but it will be so little that it's not worth bothering with. But if you wait for them to go through their Article 8 compliance and all the stuff they have to do to get ready once they stabilize their government, you might get a much better deal out of that. Other people say, no, Bolivar's going and it's a high rate. We shall see. That at that moment, we will know whether this has all been a movie or whether we're still steeped in the old-fashioned real life universe. Because if it goes at an astronomical rate that makes everybody who holds Bolivar very well off, then you will know that this is a movie. And when I say that, I mean a controlled distribution of information, controlled awakening of information, because there's no reason for it to support a high rate at this time, not in any practical real world sort of thing. Yeah, I did almost get in a fight. Jen will tell you that story. Jen will tell you that story on Wednesday. Joey Behar is doing a live show in Boston and hating on her first husband. Yeah, that's not going to be a sold out venue, so tickets are still available. Well, you guys, you go see Joey Behar. All right, you go right ahead. No, I can only tell you what I hear, and that's all I've ever done. Yeah, go Seahawks. They played extremely well yesterday. Sujata Russell, hi, how are you? Silver's at $44 an ounce. That's a good sign. There was also some good signs this week in terms of news. Let's get over here. What was the specific thing? Yeah, that Portugal, Canada, Australia, and a few other countries have recognized the state of Palestine. Now, from my perspective, fuck the state of Palestine. Okay, there's no such state. But having a Palestinian state is part of the Gold Treaty. It's part of the global currency reset agreements, the Jassara agreements. So that has to happen either before or with the revaluation of the currencies. You were great on the Michael Janko show. Thank you. Janko is a great guy, fun to work with. Did you watch a Jeff Rom interview on The Chosen Ones? It's very interesting. I did not watch it. I have heard all the details about it. I can tell you, don't believe half of it, but don't believe half of what I tell you either, because it could be disinformation. Yes, I was in Austin, Texas. Yes. Chris Iverson had a birthday. Yeah. Ron Davidoff is here, wielding the wrench. Another Alien Festival in Nashville on the 27th. It will take 2 months to see you next. Yeah, sorry about that. Davidoff. Hopefully I'll be a million. Yeah, you know what? If I'm a millionaire by Friday, I'm just going to fly a private jet. I'm not getting on a commercial airplane at all. Yeah, the busy schedule is good, but I can't wait for it to end. It's been very stressful. I'm just trying to arrange all the details. Oh, well, these people are going to pay for the airline, but they're not going to pay for transportation from the airport. So you got to get an Uber. So you got to clear that. And the New York event ends on Tuesday, and I don't fly out till Wednesday. So I got to find a hotel near the airport to stay in Tuesday night, and then get to the airport on Wednesday morning. Yada. Primetime gal Robin, good morning. Love meeting you. Jen, Katie, Mike, and Regina. We love meeting you too, Robin. That was wonderful. It's great to actually put a face to the name. Yeah, I didn't broadcast. Yeah, I did have a root canal, dickbag. So, you know what? You're kind of irritating me, but bro, kind of like irritating me. So why don't we just get rid of you? Okay. Rick Norman, I was off for 8 days, had to buy a whole new system, I bought a new everything. Okay, awesome. Gold and silver are flying high. Ruben Darren, nice to see you again from India, Burma, Bangladesh. I forget, but we love you over there. Yeah, I've been busy. It's just all the details to arrange, and I'm not good at details. I need a personal assistant. It's one of the first things I'm going to do after I'm really well off is hire a personal assistant. Mike, why is a lot of Zim products on Banknote World being demonetized? I don't know they're being demonetized. They're not being sold as much, I think is what's going on. How could a 1,000% chance not happen? That's my question for them, the people that are telling me that. Mark admitted it was supposed to go over the weekend and didn't. Yep, that's where we're at. Oh, I see what the question is. The Zim, like the 100T, is the old version and demonetized. The new stuff is Zig. The Zig is tied to gold, the value of gold. So that's their new currency that's going to replace the old currency, but they are going to exchange the old currency first at significantly high rates. Okay. Wow, Ron's getting intense there. Starting to think we're having smoke blown up our ass. Well, yeah, I mean, again, Trump drops all these comms yesterday when he's speaking, and when are you going to arrest somebody, Don? We're kind of tired of listening to your bullshit. When are you going to arrest somebody? You're welcome, Desi. Hey, Mike. With the RV, does that also include the repayment of tax money, Doge payments, R&R, any other payments coming to us? Yeah, it would. Yeah, I talked to Jen yesterday. She is fine and driving along the road. I've been in California driving when there was a big significant earthquake, leaving LA in the area. I didn't feel a thing. When you're in the car, you don't feel it. Jen's going to see the redwoods, to the redwood forest in the Gulf Stream, whatever it is. Will the VND in Wise RV2? Yes, but only to whatever the Forex rate is. You will not get a redemption center rate, a contract rate at in a digital app like that. You will only get whatever the Forex rate is, which should still be significant. The High Galactic Council isn't happy that Trump has not released it yet. So they have said he must release it this coming week, or okay, whatever. I'm all for that. Fine. Yeah, I don't think Trump's necessarily the holdup, but he could be. What is Tony talking about with the tiers? Well, there are tiers of payouts. There's tier 1, which is governments and the Vatican and royalty, sovereigns. Tier 2 is corporations and whales. Tier 3 is bond investors, folks like that. Tier 4A are special large currency holders of average citizens. Tier 4B is us, the average citizen who knows about this. Tier 5 is the general public who is clueless about this, but could still exchange their currencies for a significant amount of return. Does Trump signing off on the gold card for expedited immigration on Friday have any bearing on indications with the RV timing? I hope so, but again, I've heard this crap so many times. I want to say yes, but it's never panned out yet. Never panned out. TMT during MNF, you guys are more than worth it. Well, you're only going to miss the first quarter and a half. It's an hour-long show, and I'm going to have Monday Night Football playing on my phone in the corner right here while we are doing the show. So, wow, Reno Hightower. It's a great name. That's one thing I'll say about George R.R. Martin. He had a Hand of the King in House of the Dragon. Otto Hightower. What a great fucking character name. If I have physical gold, Missy Ash, should I have registered it? No. This is for big holders, like people who hold the golden guns. The golden guns are a symbolic representation of a tranche of gold. The golden guns themselves are worth a couple of $1 billion. The tranche of gold that they represent is worth astronomical amounts behind that. That's who we're talking about. Your gold that you possess, if you bought it from a coin shop or they're, gold sovereigns or something, Krugerrands, that stuff's already registered and accounted for. So. Are they still planning on getting us through before it goes public? Well, that was Tony's idea. I hope so, but didn't happen. This weekend would have been the perfect opportunity to do it. Mike, do you think we need the BIS announcement on Thursday first? Thanks for everything you do for us. That's what I heard 2 weeks ago. And they made their announcement, and then the rate was still $13.10. So I've had enough of that bullshit. Yeah, I should be on Rogan. We'll see about that. Oh yeah, it would be a dream for some, a nightmare for others if I was on. I was hoping it would have gone while you guys were together. It would have been great. Yeah, but they're not asking us when they're going to. What do you consider a high rate for the Bolivar? Well, it's been mentioned at 11 cents per Bolivar. That's a pretty high freaking rate. Yeah, I'm going to be with Carrie in person in New York. And, if you guys saw the roundtable we did with Jaco, she and I clashed again, because she just says these things that are completely wrong. And then when I say things that are right, she's like, well, that's not the truth. That's not. So Carrie and I just some people, you just can't get along with. And she and I just never will. Man City should have won yesterday, Ruben Darren, but we're not very good. We're still rebuilding the roster after the purge. So, what's your take on the pole shift? The Zetas talking Nancy Leader. If you're reading Zeta Talk, stop reading it. She's a crackpot. Okay, she's nuts. She told you the pole shift was going to be May 15th, 2003. Here we are. Yeah. Just stay away from Nancy Leader. Stay away from Gary Cassidy. Yeah, absolutely. If oil flows, don't they need a new rate? You would think so. I've had people telling me, oh, well, they can't be doing all this trading and doing all these deals without a new rate. And the answer is they do have the new rate. It's behind the scenes. They're just not letting us see it. So we can do our part of this. And again, I'm just going to remind you guys out there in case any of you dickbags are watching. Donald Trump Jr. In case any of you guys are watching, it doesn't do any good to do oil deals if you have nobody to buy the products that are made from oil to keep the economy going. So maybe get around to that. What do you think? Huh? Maybe? For the RV, am I one and done? Yeah, I'm in and out. Okay. Chris has been on a call. Ooh, okay, Chris. When who was on the panel with me? Yeah, there are still rumblings and ruminations coming from that. What do you think of Carrie saying? Oh, that's what she said. Trump will be removed. Fine with me. Whatever it takes to get this done. I'm not attached to any individual politician anymore. Trump, in my opinion, has failed us at this point. How many arrests have been made of the Obama people that have committed treason against this country? 0. I don't care if Trump is a leader or not. I just care that it gets done at this point. Happy to see you too, Moira. If you're in New York, come out and see me. If you're in Orlando, come out and see me next couple of weeks. Great show with Jaco. Thanks. Go Lions. Yeah, Lions have a tough game tonight against the Ravens. I tend to think the Ravens take that at home, but it's in the summertime, so it's not still summer, early fall, so the weather shouldn't be too bad. We've been hearing the same thing for weeks now. Yeah, and it's all right. It's all correct, but nothing happens. When Tony was talking about tiers, he was talking about levels of payouts based on how much cash the person has. Yes. Okay. If you have 300 trillion Zim notes, you are probably not going to get as good a deal as the person that has 25 or 50 or 100 or 1,000. They're going to get a higher rate, and they're going to get more of their money in a shorter term payout, and they're going to get a higher interest rate on the structured payout for the money that's held. That is reality. That is what I hear also. But the levels to qualify for the higher payouts, the tier payouts, are lower than you would think. I think Tony said the other day, and I've heard this too, if you have $1 million dinar, you're in the upper level. It's for people that have less. Now, I'd heard other things. I've heard that for people that only have 100,000, 200,000 dinar, that they may make an offer to them and say, how does $22,000 a month with no taxes sound? And they'll just take their 100,000 dinar and give them that. So That's what I hear, but I don't know, and nobody will know until we actually have a payout. Well, Laura, Carrie's frustrated like the rest of us. It's medbed time too, and the medbeds can't go until the RV goes because they're financing the medbeds. So her claim was that 3i Atlas is Anunnaki. I don't think anybody knows what it is, or if they do, they aren't saying. Yeah, they're threatening people, but you know what? That's why we should just start arresting the deep state. Just arrest them now. Yeah, I'm done. I'm done with this game. You've run us out of gas. I know someone who knows someone who owns 3 of them. I know that they exist. That person would never lie to me. Winter is coming. People are suffering. We just watched a nice carriage ride in England while people live out of their cars. And you two are just fake news. Okay. Well, Susanna, thank you for taking yourself out of the running forever. And how about you go eat shit and die? Oh, did I say that out loud? I don't know. It's got nothing to do with Iraqi politics. It's some super high level thing going on right now. Will I reinvest in a second round of baskets if I'm allowed to? Sure. Although I won't be on this edge like we are for the first round. The first round is what gives us all the breathing room that we need. By the way, did you guys notice that? The Rumble has a American flag in their logo today, which I thought was interesting. Sia Kaufman, thank you for the $10 Rumble rant. You're the only one who cares enough to make a little contribution. Appreciate that. Although you can also contribute by going and shopping for the products at Mike Bara Pets and the CBD Gurus and LifeWave. It's another way to do it. Thanks to you and Jen, says Robin, for offering to pick me up on the way to and from the banquet. Well, of course. What else are we doing? What else would we be doing? Kathy hearing about 30 million, 11 million on the Zim payout. Depending on the structured payout you take, the length of time, the longer the payout, the higher the value of the note will be. In other words, if you say, I want a 10-year payout, they're going to say, okay, we'll give you 11 million per 100 trillion note. And then we'll give you 15% of that up front. The rest is tranched. You earn interest on it. Your rate is going to be this, and you're going to get paid out over 10 years. If you say, okay, I'll take a 20-year payout, then they're going to say, okay, your rate is $33 million per 100T note. You get a higher interest rate than those first level people, and your payout is over 20 years. Now, this is only if you do humanitarian projects. If you don't do humanitarian projects, they're going to give you like $50,000 per note, $25,000. That's it, which is still a huge profit. But again, what kind of crazy person would do that? And if you say, okay, I will take a 25 or 30-year payout, whatever the maximum is, you're going to get an even higher rate per 100 trillion note, maybe 50 million, let's say. And you're going to get a higher interest rate on the money that sits for that 30 years. So, and it's going to compound. So you're going to get more money every year. And that's going to be the ultimate thing. And that's what they want people to do. So I think the reason why they want to do it that way is because they want this money to flow into the economy over a period of time and not have one big balloon that then pops and explodes. So is it possible the arrests have already occurred? Maybe, but I don't know. James Comey looks like the same James Comey to me, and he's still walking around free. So Dale Gay would like to come back to the chat. Okay, Dale, but remember, people usually get banned because they're saying snooty, smartass stuff. They're criticizing me or Jen or Wolvie or people that we like. So be on your best behavior. But I'll ask Dale Gay. I'll ask Chris to let you back in. But it's going to be. I trust my moderators. I trust Ron. I trust Chris. I trust them. What rate have I heard on the VES? Is that the Venezuelan Bolivar? I can't tell you a rate, and it's all over the place, and we don't even know if it's going to be in the first basket or not. So, longer payout is not good for older people. That's true, but you will still get more money up front and more money, period, if you do it that way. And we don't know, but you may be able to set up trusts and leave those funds to your heirs, a generational level of wealth. All right, guys, that is going to wrap it up for me. Thank you for being here. I'll be back at 1 Eastern, at 4 Eastern, 1 Pacific for the Bell Carmine Show. I'll be on there for about an hour, and then Toxically Masculine Tuesday on a Wednesday tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern. And then Coast to Coast AM tonight later on. I will see you guys there. I love you all. Jen and I will see you on Wednesday. Hang in there. Have a good one. I wish I could be more hopeful. I wish I could tell you more. I wish I had more to tell you. I don't. Let's see what happens. Love you guys.